The media continues to freak out over Elon Musk taking over Twitter, and they don't know which way is up. This is a reporter from CNBC who posted this picture on Twitter of two supposed former Twitter employees who just got fired and had to clean out their desks. And she captioned it that it's happening. The entire team of data engineers let go. These are two of them, adding that they are visibly shaken. Daniel tells us he owns a Tesla and doesn't know how he's going to make the payments. Only these people didn't work for Twitter. They were just a couple of pranksters trolling the media who were gathered outside of the Twitter headquarters.
Michelle Obama wouldn't have happened.
Elon Musk Twitter? I don't
Elon
know,
Musk
right? This used to be a town square.
You know, Obama in 2008 wouldn't have happened.
I mean, I own a Tesla, and I don't know how I'm going to make the car payments now. Like, I generally respect Elon Musk. Obviously, some of the stuff he said lately is concerning to me. But, yeah. Now I'm really worried. I'm really worried. It's really the culture shift. There's a lot of people that were leaders and, you know, things like diversity, equity, and inclusion. I know those people are going. It's going to be a different Twitter in a week.
Oh, it's going to be a different Twitter in a week. All right. And I can't wait. Unfortunately, most people, both on the right and on the left, have the wrong idea about what this means. And so Elon took to Twitter to clarify that they will be forming a content moderation council with widely diverse viewpoints, adding that no major content decisions or account reinstatements will happen before that council convenes. Adding, to be super clear, we have not yet made any changes to Twitter's content moderation policies. So I saw a lot of people celebrating over the last 2 days, tweeting things that technically do violate the terms of service, which we all know are completely ridiculous. But many of those people, unfortunately, are going to get suspended because of those tweets. And look at this moronic response, which has over 7,000 likes from Republicans against Trumpism. So why did you restore already Kanye West's account? Twitter should not be a platform to spew racism, anti-Semitism. Kanye West was never banned from Twitter. His account never went anywhere. It was always up with the exception of the 1 or 2 tweets that Twitter claimed violated their policies. So technically he was suspended, or I guess as they say, restricted. And as soon as he deleted those 2 tweets, which it looks like he did, he was given full access to his account again, although he hasn't tweeted anything since. As I said yesterday, the entire establishment is going to come for Elon Musk, and they're going to pick him apart every way that they can in ways that he can't even imagine. And there are already advertisers colluding to boycott Twitter if Donald Trump's account is reinstated, which Elon said he would reinstate it. Donald Trump said that he's not going to use Twitter again, and he may not, because he has Truth Social, not just his own platform, but he has investors that he's accountable to. He has a fiduciary duty to that. And so why would you use a competitor's platform other than maybe just to try to drive traffic to Truth Social? So we'll see what happens. But there are advertisers already saying if his account is even reinstated, they're going to boycott. General Motors has already suspended advertising on Twitter because they're so concerned, even though, like I said, there hasn't been any changes in the moderation policies at all yet. Jack Dorsey is cowering away in his hole, the former CEO, the founder of Twitter. He didn't even tweet to congratulate his fellow tech titan, Elon Musk, on the purchase. No tweets whatsoever, just hiding away. Well, the fun really won't begin until many of the old suspended accounts start to get reinstated, and who knows how long that's going to be. That might actually be several weeks. It's also going to be extremely interesting for Elon's new software engineers, many of which he brought over from Tesla and SpaceX, when they find and reveal how the algorithm actually worked. Although, I mean, we know how it worked, but I'm sure that there's a lot that we don't know the extent of the shadow banning, but they were so brazen about it. Here's Vijaya Gadde, the former head of the Thought Police, who was thankfully just fired, although she walked away with, I think, tens of millions of dollars as a golden parachute. But they were so brazen about it, of course, they just openly admitted what it was that they were doing.
But I do think enabling Twitter to be more proactive and actually identify this content to the extent that we can is going to make a big difference for people so that we can take action on this content before it even gets seen.
Oh, what kind of content would that be? Well, we already know because many years ago now, we knew that they were shadow banning not just the content, but also the search for people's names. Of course, I was one of those people. And at first, the liberal media said it was just fake news and conspiracy theories, but even Vice News admitted that they were shadow banning, and then Twitter admitted as well. So if you just looked up to find accounts to follow, then they just didn't appear. It was as if they weren't on Twitter at all. Remember this story from mid-2016? This was before Trump won the election, before the really big clampdown happened and the war on supposed fake news, which came from fake news, the war on independent news and ordinary people using social media to reach massive audiences. But Gizmodo published this article in May 2016. Gizmodo is supposed to be a tech site, but they're far left-leaning. But they actually, to their credit, did report on this when several Facebook whistleblowers admitted the obvious, that the trending list over there, which they have since removed, were being suppressed. Topics were being suppressed, conservative topics, conservative websites, and also they were manually inserting topics into the list to give the impression that certain things were popular. And the trending list is one of the most prominent features over on Twitter. If something is trending, then it becomes in the news cycle. It's covered in the mainstream media then. And so Twitter does this all the time. It's going to be really wild to see the extent of Twitter's manipulation and their obvious insertions of topics to create self-fulfilling prophecies, to give the impression that a topic is actually popular, to then trick people into tweeting about it, to then make it popular, and also suppressing various topics. It's going to be crazy. And Elon's going to have some extremely difficult decisions to make here in the very near future about which accounts are going to get reinstated and what the standards are for deeming an individual or a group a supposed hateful person or a hate group. As I asked in yesterday's video, is Elon going to reinstate the Proud Boys, which is really no different than a Moose Lodge or a Tea Party organization, except they've been smeared and defamed by the Southern Poverty Law Center and the ADL. And so if Twitter goes by their supposed hate group list, then that's going to be completely ridiculous. And then if he restores the Proud Boys accounts, the liberal media, the Democrat Party, are going to absolutely freak out. Speaking of the Southern Poverty Law Center's hate group list, during the summer of 2020, when the hate group known as Black Lives Matter were rioting and looting across the entire country and burning down hundreds of businesses, causing $2 billion worth of damage, and anti-whiteism truly became systemic and institutionalized and normalized in the United States, the Southern Poverty Law Center literally removed all of the black supremacist and black separatist and black hate groups from their list. Now, most of the people in the groups on their supposed hate watch list don't belong there. You know, if you're just a true Christian, if you believe in the First Amendment, if you think that there are only two genders, they're going to add you to that list. But there are some actual dangerous, hateful groups on that list. And in the name of equity, they literally removed all of the black hate groups. In pursuit of a more accurate and more just hate map, the Intelligence Project has committed to collapsing the black separatist listing. Notice that they never even called it the black supremacist list. They would never even admit that such an ideology exists. The liberal media and the Democrat Party say that black people can't be racist. Black people would never be a racist. Not a single one, ever. We will still monitor these groups, but we will be transferring them to hate ideologies, including anti-Semitism, that better describe the harm their rhetoric inflicts. This decision comes after many internal and external conversations. A change in the way the map is structured will better capture the power dynamics endemic to white supremacy. Black separatist groups land on the SPLC's hate map because they propagate anti-Semitic and anti-LGBTQ and male supremacist views, not because they oppose a white supremacist power structure. Oh, so even if they hate white people, they're just opposing white supremacy then. They would never hate white people. They're just a bunch of anti-Semites, a bunch of homophobes, and a bunch of misogynists. The ADL, of course, literally deems the phrase "White Lives Matter" to be a white supremacist slogan, along with just simply saying that it's okay to be white. So Elon has opened a gigantic can of worms and has his work cut out for him. And like I said, I think a lot of people are getting way too excited about what's going to actually happen. And they think that Elon's going to turn Twitter into Gab, where the only rule is the First Amendment. and think that everybody's account is going to get restored. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very disappointed about certain people and certain groups that are not allowed back on the platform. And in fact, yesterday, Era J. Alerte was trending on Twitter from so many people tweeting about him wondering if his account was going to get restored. Of course, no corporate conservatives, no brand name Republicans would dare acknowledge that he even exists, let alone defend him when he got suspended, or when his book was literally banned from Amazon.com, I think 3 or 4 years ago now. Last year, when Amazon banned several books about transgenderism, like When Harry Became Sally and Irreversible Damage, even the corporate conservatives and brand name Republicans shouted from the rooftops about it, as they should have, and I'm glad that they did. But over the last several years earlier, when several other authors had their books banned, it was crickets. I saw a lot of comments in yesterday's video from people saying that Elon should buy YouTube next. And first of all, I couldn't afford YouTube. Second, he sees Twitter as a direct competitor to YouTube, even though they're totally different, but you can upload video to Twitter. But the whole user experience, the whole layout, really the whole purpose of the platform is completely different. Twitter is about what's happening right now. If you're scrolling through your feed and you happen to miss something, good luck finding it. Whereas here on YouTube, you can come to your favorite channel. You can see what videos have been posted over the last several weeks, several months. It's just a totally different platform. And as I've been saying for years, when the Republicans were in power, all they were focusing on was Facebook and Twitter. Facebook and Twitter. The CEO of those two companies were brought before committees to testify. Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, never brought before any congressional committee to testify, ever. It's still almost like YouTube is this hidden gem. Everyone is focused on Twitter and Facebook, but here we are developing a quality community of incredible content on YouTube, and that's why I'll hang out and post replies in the comments here, and why I haven't been on Twitter for 4 months. I still haven't gone and posted to celebrate Elon's takeover. I'm glad that he did it. If you're on Twitter, it can be a lot of fun, can be very chaotic, but I will be on YouTube because I'm a YouTuber, not a twit. I'm not saying that I don't use Twitter. I'm just not tweeting. And I'm not saying that I won't tweet again. I'm just sort of taking a break from it because it just sucks me in and wastes all of my time. So I still use Twitter to gather content. It can be an incredible platform, but it is a double-edged sword. It can suck you in and waste your time. And if you're on Twitter, you shouldn't be using your real name, shouldn't be posting your photo unless you want to be a public figure. And if you want to be a public figure, you should probably think twice about that as well. But that's a whole other different subject. So thanks to all you guys who are responding to Elon's tweets and tagging me and asking him politely to unblock me, because it is annoying when I'm scrolling through Twitter and I'm seeing people quote tweeting him and I can't see what it is that they're commenting on. So appreciate that. And to support my work, order yourself a warning contains facts and opinions some may find offensive shirt from my online store at markdice.com, or click the link in the description below. Or if that's not your style, get a climate change shirt, which illustrates how the climate's changing. My new evolution of media shirt, a classic F. Joe Biden shirt, or any of my awesome designs, all available in a t-shirt, long sleeve, and a hoodie, and a whole bunch of different colors as well. So head on over to markdice.com or click the link in the description below and check them out.